Well, despite the updates on investigations provided by the police CID, Parliament's Defence and Interior Committee has summoned IGP James Oponbuenu over the recent killings during and after the December 7 elections. Chairman of the committee, Seth Champong, says the meeting next week will demand details on how the security agencies have operated in the last few weeks. NDC MP for Northong, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, made the request on the floor of the House on Friday.
There are major security matters following from the elections. People have been killed. The IGP appeared before us before the elections and took responsibility that he is in charge of the election security task force. Can the task force appear before us to answer questions on matters to do with security, lives that have been lost, and all the security challenges we have faced with the election? It's a very important matter, either before Tuesday or when we reconvene on the 4th. I think we should create some window for the IGP and members of the task force to appear before this House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman of the committee, Seth Champong, described as premature and misplaced demands by the minority for the IGP to resign.
I think the security service personnel were in defense of the attacks which were being waged against them. And the first and immediate response by any person is to defend themselves. Unfortunately, out of that defense, lives fell. And let us not go away from the fact that an action resulted in such a reaction.
But shouldn't the level of reaction be equal or proportionate to the provocation? Because if you're firing bullets on unarmed civilians, obviously this is something that you know their own standard operation shouldn't encourage them to do.
Joseph, ideally, I would not be saying this. Unfortunately, yesterday, civilians, so-called, on the streets of the capital, on a normal civic responsibility of protest, which should not warrant pelting of stones, of weaponry. We witnessed it on our streets. Your cameras captured them. We must, as a nation, live up to our responsibility. We have all endorsed this dispensation of democracy. And democracy is the rule of law. If you don't understand anything, don't take the law into your hands. If you do, there we have these excesses. I will not falter the security service personnel, because if they had not stood up, the people, if the attackers had overpowered them, they would have overpowered the state. And they stand instead of the state. The state cannot suffer anybody's mistake. The state must stand. The sanctity of the state I will defend. I would not tell anybody to go after the state. Anytime, I always say this, anytime you see a personnel in full regalia, that is the state of the Republic of Ghana. If you dare attempt to hit that character and they hit at you, you are at fault. So stop, don't go there. They are there as checks over us, so that you and I, as we as we argue, we do not battle. So don't go battle them. That is wrong. On that note, I think it is not properly placed. The call by my colleague James that the IGP should resign is not well placed. I have delved deeper.
You think it's a misplaced call?
I think it's a misplaced call. It's a premature call. This is my expression and this is my opinion. And I think we just need to, I don't falter him by stating his case, because that is his opinion. But my opinion, I think it's premature, it's misplaced, because I have written to the IGP to appear before our committee and give us status information on what happened during the exercise and puts the exercise